energy medicine, and because she really enjoyed it and so did the other two people that I was learning alongside, I thought I would come along today. Hi Ruby, lovely that you're joining us. I thought I would give a little bit more in depth and talk a little bit about the things that the other people in my class were dealing with, and any issues that you are struggling with. If you want to write in the comments, Dawn, thank you for joining. This is basically a live holistic surgery, so anything that's going on with you physically or emotionally, just write it in. So my background is in Eden energy medicine, and very few people can know what that really is about, because Donna Eden is quite famous in America but not so well known here. She grew up with the ability to see energies, and when she was in her 30s she was told that she was going to die of MS. Thank you, Catherine, for jumping in, and Angela, it's good to see you all. So basically, when she was told she was going to die, she decided that that was just not going to happen, and she got to see tons of different therapists from MS, lots of different modalities, and while she was watching them work, she would look at how the energies were moving in their bodies. So basically, when she was told she was going to die, and what she did was take the best bits from lots of different modalities and see what worked for her. And now 14 years later, she's here, she's still teaching, and she's made some fantastic books about Eden energy medicine. They were working created her own Eden method of healing that combines acupressure, affirmation work, color therapy. There's some great information about eating well, and it's just so in depth. So there's only so much that I can give you for an hour, but if you're interested in learning more, then you can always private message me. I'm going to start off with an exercise called the Wayne Cook, because firstly it's really good for public speaking, so I'm hoping that it will help me do the class a bit better. But secondly, it's really good for dyslexic people. So there was somebody in the class with me that was dyslexic, so this is for them. So I'm gonna jump up on the table so you can see a little bit better how to do this. You're gonna need to take your shoes off if you're wearing shoes. Okay. This helps to stretch out your hips, and it also helps to cross over the energy in your body. Okay. So make yourself comfy. You can just stay seated. I'm gonna just come up onto the table so you can see me a little bit better. You're gonna bring one leg over your other. I'm going to show two different ways to do this. So if you're incapable of bending your leg like this, then just hold on and I'll show you the other way of doing it as well. Okay? So what you're going to do with your right leg over your left, you're going to grab onto your ankle, left hand on your ankle, right hand round the base of your foot. And just take a nice deep breath in, straighten up your spine and smile at the ceiling. And let go. Again, straighten up your spine. Okay. And give yourself a nice little foot rub while you're there. Really work in the gates between your feet. Your feet hold on to so much energy that really gets clogged up in there, so you want to make sure that you're looking after your feet. Okay, and then just cross over the other side. This time push down on your ankle with your right hand and pull up on the base of your foot with your left. Just nice deep breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. One more time. And then you're just going to bring your thumbs together, your fingers together, and up to the third eye. And just take 4 nice deep breaths here. So when they originally came up with this exercise, it was Dr. Wayne Cook that was using this along with lots of different exercises as part of brain gym, and they found that doing this exercise dramatically reduced the amount of problems that dyslexic children had in the classes. So if you have a dyslexic child, or if you are dyslexic, getting them to do the Wayne Cook posture can be really helpful. So just press them with your thumbs and pull them across. Bring your fingers to your forehead, push in and pull apart. Come around the back of your ears. Give yourself a little shoulder rub. Okay. And come on. Just shake it all off. Okay. Oh wow, there's tons of people joined in. So Suki and Amanda and Catherine, fantastic. Okay, so that's one way of doing the Wayne Cook. I have everything that I'm going to be showing you. So far, I've got a lot of them on video. You can personal message me if there's any exercises that you think, oh wow, that made me feel fantastic. Then message me and I'll send you a link so that you don't get lost, or I can give you the recording of tonight's class. There's some exercises that are going to be new, and I'm going to be probably editing them and putting them separately. So if you want them, then I'll let you know how to get them. Okay. So the other way that you can do the Wayne Cook if you're not as flexible is just by crossing over your legs, putting your hands out in front of you, crossing your hands over, clasping your hands, and bringing them up. Again, just take a nice deep breath in, bring your shoulders up. Okay, again, bringing your shoulders up. And this one is actually called the Yogic Tibetan pose, but it does the same job as the Wayne Cook with swapping over your energies from left to right and crossing over. Okay, bring your hands out, cross them over the other side, uncross your legs and cross them over. And this time we're just going to come up into a crown pull. So you want to just imagine now that you've got a line right down the center of your head. You're just going to push in, pull apart, and just imagine pulling out any thoughts or feelings that you don't want to hold on to. Just push in and pull apart. Nice deep breath in. So if you've logged on and there's something that has been bothering you, either physically or emotionally, please let me know in the comments. I started off with the Wayne Cook simply because one of my classmates was dyslexic. Another one was dealing with hot flushes, so I'm going to go on to that now. This is an absolutely amazing book called Energy Medicine for Women by Donna Eden. And it basically explains how to deal with hot flushes, and thankfully I'm not at the age where I have to worry about that just yet, but I will definitely show you how to go about doing that, looking after yourself. So you're just going to come a couple of inches down from your belly button and just hold there, so 2 fingers and a thumb together, and this point here, it's known as your Dantian. It's really important in Qigong. It's where your central meridian, which is the energy pathway that goes straight up your body, it's where it interconnects with your kidney meridian. So this really helps to just solidify that energy so that the two can function together. So there's a kind of whole little mixture of exercises for hot flushes. So this is a really good one just to hold while you're out and about. You know, if you're standing in a queue and start getting all hot, you can just hold here, just take a few nice deep breaths. Okay, I'm just going to do that together. Okay, so that's maybe, wasn't even having a hot flush, but I feel really calm for just holding that. If you're doing any of these exercises alongside me and you feel like you want to comment and let me know how it's made you feel, then please do. I know I tend to go really quickly. It's really good if you can always pause or come back to it. I know there's usually a little bit of lag with live videos when people join in late. That's absolutely fine. Just let me know how you get on with each exercise. Next we're going to go on to the triple warmer smoothie. So this is one of my favourite. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. So your triple warmer meridian, it starts on your ring finger and it ends at your temples, and it governs your whole fight or flight system, which tends to be on high alert all the time. So even if you're not in a state of fight or flight, you might be feeling a little bit unsafe because maybe the light in your room is bothering you, or you might be able to hear the neighbours shouting. That puts off a little trigger warning in the back of your head, whether you are really aware of it or not. There's possibly something going on. So what the triple warmer smoothie does is bring that down, so that if you are currently dealing with a hot flush that is triggered by somebody else's argument, you don't have to worry about that. So because triple warmer is on alert, what you do to bring it down again is trace it backwards a few times. So all you do is bring one hand to your temples and go around the back of your ears, straight down your arm and off your ring finger. Just shake it off. Just do that a few times. Just around the back of your ear, off your ring finger, and the back of your ear, and off your ring finger. You can do the same on the other side. Okay. I'm going to do both at the same time. So just straight back. And I really like giving myself a shoulder rub. If I do this first thing in the morning, I tend to find a big click. It feels great. And crossing over your hands, pulling off your ring finger. Okay. So after that, you get to have the Darth Vader breathing. So the Darth Vader breathing is really funny for me. It's also known in yogic terms as the Ujjayi breathing. And Prune Harris lovingly calls it the dragon breath. She's one of my earliest teachers, and I'm really grateful for all of her help as well. So the dragon breath, Ujjayi breathing, basically it helps to balance your spleen and your stomach. So your triple warmer, when it's in overwhelm, it starts stealing energy from your spleen. So energetically, you can't metabolize everything that is supposed to be dealt with in your body, because your body thinks that you're going to be attacked from somewhere somehow. So this breathing really brings your body back into balance, lets you let go of worries, and just allows that state of calm to come in. So all you're going to do is just put one hand over the other and your midriff. And just imagine that you've got a little baby that you're kind of rocking here. Okay? And you're gonna just breathe through the back of your neck and your throat. And this, you want to make as raspy a noise as you can. So you want to be like Darth Vader here. You're going to be breathing in and out through your nose, but really make it as deep as you can. You want to really feel your midriff rising and falling as you breathing it in and out. Okay, so just rocking that little baby inside your little inner child and just breathing nice and deep there. I'm just going to take 5 nice deep breaths together. Okay, so I hope that's made you feel good. I'm just going to scroll down and see if... Okay, so I've got... Oh, great. Okay, so I've had... Amanda's just asked me, can I help with post-viral symptoms, joint pain and inflammation? So yes, absolutely. So that whole triple warmer spleen interaction that I was talking about, that relates to viruses. Anytime that you've got a virus going on, that triple warmer and spleen imbalance is broken. So that's a really important thing to work with. So I've just noticed that, but I want to finish off with the the last bit of the hot flushes, and then I'll get on to that. So there is a whole video that I made just on the thyroid and the importance of the thyroid. When you are getting a hot flush, then immediately you know that your thyroid is out of balance. Your hormones aren't working the way that they should do. And I've got a video specifically on that, lots of different things that you can do with this one. But for just now, we're just going to go into a really simple stretch that's great for your thyroid. It's also great for your whole neck muscles. Every meridian actually runs through your neck, so it's really important to keep this whole area stretched out and looked after. And a really simple one just involves looking after your clavicle. So bring your fingers just either side of the clavicle and just do one side first. So all you're going to do is bring one under and one over your clavicle, and turn your head to one side and press in along to the edge of your shoulder, just pulling the skin out. Just do the same on the other side. Just one finger under and one over your clavicle and press in and along. Okay. Now we're going to do it just underneath, so just pressing in, turning your head and pushing along. Same on the other side, just pressing in and along. And then over the top, pressing in and along. Again. So that's all my top tips for getting hot flushes. So your little acupoint just a couple of inches below your belly button, tracing your triple warmer backwards, doing a nice deep Darth Vader breathing. It's also known as Ujjayi breathing, so you might want to look up some pranayama videos if you like the feel of that. It's such a great breath. I would say that the main thing with any aspect of health, if you get the breathing right, then everything else flows. So even with the stretching, get breathing in nice and deeply and allowing that to flow out will help with your thyroid. So, yes. So after viral symptoms, so this little triple warmer tracing is really good. What you can do is expand on that a little bit and go into triple warmer and spleen hug. It's so simple. So you've got one side it's holding on to the end of your triple warmer. On this side you've got the end of your spleen meridian, spleen 21. And just hold here for a little while. I usually hold here anytime I'm having a difficult conversation with somebody. I will hold here because triple warmer is getting a little bit of boost from my hands. It's just reminding me that I'm safe, and it's kind of not, it's being told not to steal energy from spleen, so it's allowing me to stay balanced. So even when you're in bed, after you've had a virus, you might not necessarily want to get up and do tons of exercises, so just holding this while you're in bed can be really nice and just calming to yourself. And I usually hold here for about 30 seconds and then just swap over to the other side, like so. I've got quite a lot of videos on triple warmer and a couple on spleen as well, so I can go into that. joint pain and inflammation. Yeah, so I have really great stretch. I've done it in the gym. There's a ridiculous video that I look like I could be in a Jane Fonda gym workout. So I've done that, but I'll show you it here because that's really powerful as well. And it's you know, it's always good to stretch out your joints after you've been feeling sick and bedridden. And obviously giving yourself a good stretch is also great. So before we go into that stretch, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm holding here. So I'm holding with the palm flat, but if you come basically with one hand, you're just going to bring it up. With the other, you're going to press in until you find a point that's a little bit sore. Now, not everybody has a sore point, but I would say 90% of people that are watching don't have a sore point. Well, will have a sore point, sorry. If they don't, you know, you must be eating fantastically well and not having any worries, so good for you. But basically, it's straight down in line with the middle of your armpit, right under there. And once you've found that point, you're going to do the same on the other side, and you're going to tap in here. This is a tap that's quite often used with emotional freedom technique. It's a really useful one because it helps metabolize everything in your body. So post-virus, if you're having to take, if you have had to take antibiotics and you're currently taking probiotics to balance yourself out again, this is a really great point to tap to help to metabolize that. Okay, if it's really sore, then just massage it with your thumbs or just trace little figures of 8s on it if it's really sore. Okay. And as your triple warmer ends on your ring finger, just tapping just between the 4th and 5th finger is a really good point to help relax your fight or flight system, and it can be really helpful and really calming. So I hope that's kind of focused on that viral stuff. You can do it on both hands, just one or the other, or both, whichever is good for you. And just keep breathing nice and deeply as you do so. Okay. Yes. Ruby, I just seen your message about are the hot flush ones safe during pregnancy? I wouldn't necessarily put any pressure on the point here, but and I wouldn't, when I'm doing the stretches here, don't put tons of pressure in. You can just give a slight myofascial release. But definitely the triple warmer, that is amazing for pregnancy. No problem whatsoever with doing that. I would relax that a lot. Yes. So, joint pain. So we're going to go on to connecting heaven and earth. So get up on your feet. And I'm going to start off. So one of the first things that somebody mentioned to me before I came online, somebody messaged me, asked me if I could focus on the root chakra, and the start of this exercise really focuses on the root chakra. So all you do is put your hands on your hips and make figures of 8s with your hips. Close your eyes and just imagine that you're sending roots down into the earth. And then you can figure your hips in the opposite direction. Okay, and just imagine your roots coming up from the earth up through your whole body. Just bring your hands together. And you're going to bring one hand up and one down. And I'm going to pull back so you can see just my hands are completely flat, because you want a really good stretch on your wrists. You want to imagine just pushing the ceiling up and imagining that the floor would fly up if you weren't holding it down. Breathe out, come back to the center. Breathing in, pushing up. Just shower that energy over you. Now that's a really great stretch to deal with joint pain and inflammation. I have a really good video that is all about kinesiology testing. It's all about working out what foods are good for you. Usually dairy is not great for inflammation, but you can always test yourself and find out what is good or bad for you. A really simple way of doing it is try to make yourself as non-judgmental as possible. Bring your item of food to your body and simply close your eyes and see if you go forward or back. And in my case, I'm just going to see. Yep, I need to drink some water. So it's as simple as that. You can see if there's any foods in your fridge that are currently causing inflammation. Now obviously that is a really simplified test. Your brain can get in the way and make you believe that donuts are really good for you. So try to be as non-judgmental as possible. If you know a kinesiologist that can do it better, then get in contact with them. But yeah, learning about what foods are good and bad for you and what causes inflammation can be really helpful in that respect. Also, it might be worthwhile checking to see if you need a magnesium supplement, because that can really help with any muscle pains. Okay. Right, constant tiredness, Yvonne. Oh goodness, right, okay. Well, fantastic thing that I've got for you is simple K27. So you're just going to come to either side of the edge of your collarbone. Now I warn you, this is going to be sore, especially if you're constantly tired. So if it is, then just massage it lightly. The thing about K27 is it is point that is so powerful that you have to kind of work it little and often if it's sore, because if it's sore, then it lets me know that you need it. So just thump it as hard as you can without causing yourself any pain. And hopefully you should get a little bit of a boost. And the other thing that is really good for that, so come to K27, you can also come to K7 and 9, which are, you come to the edge of your ankle bone and go 4 fingers up, you've got K7, and then 2 inches above that you've got K9. And so when you're feeling low and tired, your kidney meridian really isn't getting the boost that it needs. So hopefully holding that little acupressure points that I was holding for the hot flushes also will give you a little boost as well. One thing that you could also do if you're feeling up to it the next time you are in a health food store is, so again, K7, 4 inches up, 4 fingers up from your ankle bone, and then 2 more for 9. When you are in Holland and Barrett, for example, or Jan de Vries, you can maybe check and see if you need B12, and you can do that simple body pendulum test. Usually tiredness can sometimes be related to a lack of vitamin B12, or it can sometimes be related to vitamin D, and obviously because everybody's been inside all the time, we're not getting as much vitamin D as normal. And your GP can do a basic vitamin D test, and they can do a B12 test as well. So you can, if you want to get to your GP and check for that, then you can, or you can always just go along to your local health food store and check whether or not your body naturally swings back or forward or back, and see if you need it. Okay. Right. Okay. That's okay. Amanda, you've said that is actually very painful. Yes, it does. It does cause a little bit of pain for the K27, especially the K7 and 9. Even in myself, I've been working on this for 10 years now, and there's days when the K7 and 9 can be a little bit sore. But you never want to put yourself in pain because that will set off another triple warmer. So basically you want to just get to the edge of pain, kind of like with a yoga stretch. You never want to do yoga and end up coming out sorer than you were before. You always want to get to the point where you feel a little bit stretched or pushed, but never too much. So that's kind of the same idea with doing the self-massage. Find the points, work on them, and just like kind of go little and often to get yourself. The more that you work with them, the less sore they become. I think probably mine are a little bit sore today because I had to do a workout earlier on today. So, okay. Now, okay. So the other thing somebody messaged me about was skin, working with skin, and what exercises you can do for working with skin. So your skin tends to deal with your large intestine. There's lots of aspects that relate to skin, obviously, whether or not you've been drinking or eating badly, that could be affecting your liver, could be affecting your skin, which needs you to detox. But usually, I would say 7 times out of 10, it's related to large intestine. So to fix large intestine, you look after your ileocecal and histamine valve, and they just sit on either side. And usually when they're not opening and closing the way that they should do, you tend to put on weight gain, or you tend to have breakouts in your skin. So all you do to reset them is just press in at either edge of your hips and just pull up towards your rib cage and put in as much pressure as you can here. And breathing in. And pressing in and down. Okay, I've just seen Yvonne's message that it was sore, but you'll keep doing it. Thank you. Keep with it. It does definitely pay off. I've been doing these exercises. I remember the very first time that I learned about even energy medicine, my boyfriend at the time was telling me about it, and I thought, you're absolutely crazy. We stayed together for 3 years because he taught me these great techniques. So yes, it does hurt at the start, but it's been so beneficial in my life, and now it's kind of got to the point that I will give myself massage, or I'll do these stretches when I'm out at festivals. I work at festivals doing massage, and in between clients I'm doing things to help myself, and it's got to the point that I don't care what everybody around me is watching because I know what's good for me. So the other point that's really great for large intestine, I would say don't do this if you are pregnant, but it's a large intestine 4. It's just in the webbing in between your third and second finger. This really helps to just detox. This again can be really painful, so just press through it. The only time that you could do it when you're pregnant is when you want the baby to come out. So some midwives can use this and press down, and probably it will be a minor distraction from the pain going on down there, but really helpful. Okay. Okay, so So the other, So the other thing you can do is just tap on the start and end of your large intestine meridian. So it starts just at the edge of your second finger. So just tapping these two together. And this just helps it work a little bit better. And then tap either edge of the flare of your nose. Okay, so the other thing that one of the previous people that were joining me had mentioned was what to do for your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar plexus. So the sacral chakra has a really great meridian running through it that really helps with joy. It's called the radiant circuit. It's belt flow radiant circuit, and we learnt it in my class in such a stupid, silly way, and I'm going to share it with you because it's just fun. And it basically, what it does, so your whole sacral chakra is the center of creation. It's your center of joy when it's working well. When it's not working well, it tends to be where worries accumulate. You know, you get butterflies in your stomach. That's what's going on down here. But the way to get around that is by tracing this energetic belt flow to help you to stimulate joy. And what you do is simply put your hands together, give them a good rub, and shake them off. Bring one hand round the back, and the other to the side. I'm just going to pull round 3 times, and then bring your hands off your feet. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side, pulling round, and then off your feet. And the way that I learned that in my class, the way that you can help you remember it is simply, where's my belt? Where's my belt? Where is my belt? My pants are falling down. So my teacher was American. So where's my belt? Where's my belt? Where's my belt? My pants are falling down. So I really enjoyed that. The radiant circuits are really great energy pathways that help bring out joy in your life. It was such a fun class to learn all about them. And the other one that, so she was asking about the solar plexus as well. And for me, the radiant circuit that most influences the solar plexus is called the bridge flow. And the bridge flow, it's, for me and for Donna Eden, it's interestingly the way that love hearts are seen like this. You know, they're traditionally shown to look like that shape. Doesn't have anything to do with the way that the heart is. She says that the reason they are portrayed that way is because traditionally people could see the energy of the bridge flow, which is a big heart on your chest. And when your solar plexus is blocked in any way, you can't connect with others because you're so full of judgment for yourself and other people. And so a really great way to overcome that sense of judgment is by working with the bridge flow. Okay, so you've got 2. You've got one that goes in the front and in the back, and really simply all you do is just rub your hands together, bring it round to the back of your head, and just bring your hands slowly, trace them down over the front of your face to your chest, and then draw 3 big hearts just over your chest. And then just come down off of your feet. And then at your feet, you're just going to make big figures of 8s in front of you. So the flow goes down your back in figures of 8. So then you're going to take a step forward and just imagine those 8s just going down your back. And you can also, if you're flexible enough, just crossing your hands, making those figures of 8s down your back. Okay, so that's a really good one. Now, at the moment, because we've been in lockdown, I would say probably most of us are going to struggle going out and reconnecting with other people because we've all been connecting to each other through these tiny boxes. So I'm going to go through the bridge flow. If you've got connections coming up over the next few days, this is a really nice one to just do for yourself, to get yourself in a really good, joyful space to go out and meet people and reconnect. So again, just rubbing your hands together, shaking them off, bringing them to the back of your head, bring your hands over your head, and then just draw 3 Nice big hearts. Just bring them down off your feet, crossing your hands over, coming back up, and crossing down the back as well. Okay, I think I'm going to do that one more time because I feel all nice and tingly after doing that. So let me know how it's making you feel as well. After all that painful tapping and squealing and not feeling so great, I'm hoping that now I'm getting onto things that make you feel nice. So just rubbing your hands together and shaking them off. Okay. Bring your hands to the back of your head, bring them forward, straight down your face. And just draw 3 big hearts. You can imagine your hands having any color that you like as well while you do this. Straight down your legs, crossing over. That's a really lovely one to do on other people as well. When I'm giving Reiki, sometimes I'll trace it up and down the body as well. It's just such a nice way to kind of start and end a session. So everything that I've done today that you've done on yourself, if you are a therapist, you can do that with other people. Somebody was saying earlier that she's got a pregnant friend. Yeah, so Ruby was saying her pregnant friend, if you want to work together with your pregnant friend, you can share this video, and definitely there's always great things that you can do together. Donna has a great book called The Energies of Love, and that has great exercises that you can do with your partner. For me personally, I did a 30-day eye challenge, and I specialize now in energies exercises that you can do to work with your eyes. But there is so much in these books and the videos and the courses that it's kind of difficult to get just in an hour's worth of class. But yeah, I've been really enjoying having to do this little kind of open surgery. Let me think. So yeah, I've been asked to do root, sacral, and solar plexus. She asked me specifically to focus on solar plexus. So your liver sits in solar plexus, and I love the liver exercise. It's called Expelling the Venom, and it's just so much fun. And it's particularly good just now because everybody's on lockdown. So if you're on your own, now is the time you get to swear. I can't swear because I'm living with my parents. But basically, this is where you get to throw away all of your anger, anything that's been built up over the past week or so. I'm just going to move my chair out of the way because you need a fair bit of space to do this. So your solar plexus, it's got your liver in it, and your liver has to deal with all of the anger that's built up in your body, and your gallbladder as well. It's just kind of sitting there building up toxicity with this bile if you don't clear it. So a great way to clear it emotionally is just by imagining in your hands you're going to grab onto anything that's been annoying you over the past week. So maybe somebody cut you up on the road, maybe you've been annoyed with your neighbors, maybe your dog just won't stop yapping. Whatever it is, grab it in your hands just now, take a nice deep breath and throw it up over your head. And as you breathe out, I'm just going to say shh, okay? That is the typical sound that goes along with the liver meridian, but if you want to swear, if you want to say somebody's name, if you want to say shoo, to like just imagine shooing away all of your thoughts, then you do that. So just pulling your arms back. Okay, I'm going to do that a couple more times, bringing anything you don't want to hold on to in your hands. And this time when you bend over, just push down, try and keep your back as straight as you can. nice and slow, and just let your hands loose and imagine just pushing everything down. Okay, letting go of everything. Once you've let go of everything, just come to your feet, and you're going to make a nice protective bubble, zip everything all in. So just straight up the center of your body, bring your hands out, turn them over, and you can imagine that bubble being any color that you like, that you want to protect yourself in. I really like the affirmation, indigo blue, nothing can get through. So if you want to go for that, then you can. Okay, and one last time, this time just lock in all the goodness there, and you can throw away the key. So that is kind of a really simple roundup of some useful tools for how to look after yourself when you've got hot flushes. This great book, it's Eden Energy Medicine for Women. Everything there is on page 244. I'm just going to quickly really quickly recap everything I've gone through. So just a couple of inches below your belly button, you've got the cool down acupoint. Then your triple warmer smoothie just behind the ears. Oh, that was a nice good crunch. And coming, crossing your hands over and coming off your fourth finger. Okay, the Darth Vader breathing is also known as Ujjayi breathing or dragon breathing. You want to be as raspy as you can with this straw down the back of your throat. And then looking after your thyroid by just pressing in just underneath the collarbone and twisting to the right, pressing out towards the left. You can do it over and under and then both, and then same on the other side. So pressing in and pushing to the right this time. Okay, you can do it both sides of the collarbone, below and above it. Okay, and then okay, laughing at this. So Karen has put a little great comment saying that she was laughing at pushing down your venom, and this is absolutely true. If you've got neighbours below you, then please imagine that you're pushing it right through them, past them, into the ground. It's not going into your neighbours, okay? I quite like to do it in between clients, actually, so that, you know, if I've been working with a client, not that my clients ever make me angry, but just that I'm not picking up their energy, that I work with a client and then I take whatever I've picked up and just imagine shooing that all away and throwing it all away. Okay, so you can do all of those things for hot flushes. I was going to say as well, I've got a little video for PMS as well and period pains, so if you're on the other end of the spectrum not dealing with hot flushes, then you can always personal message me and I'll send you the video for that. Yeah, so joint post-viral symptoms. So I was talking about the triple warmer spleen hug. You just hold on one side, you're holding onto your triple warmer, the other side you're holding onto the end of your spleen, and same on both sides. You just hold that for as long as you feel you need to, at least 30 seconds either side. The end of your spleen meridian, just tapping in either side, and your gamut point tapping is just between your fourth and fifth finger in here. That helps to calm you down. So those two together can be really helpful for looking after your immune system. Also, if you've been dealing with immune problems, just tapping in at your thymus is actually really important during corona time as well, to tap in at your thymus and really boost your immune system. It's really strange. It's the only aspect of this whole lockdown thing that I've really questioned is why are we not being told by multimedia how to look after your immune system? I feel like everybody should be taught as often as they were taught how to wash their hands, tap your thymus. Just do it as often as you can. Along with tapping your thymus, tapping on your K27 points. If it's sore, just massage it or tap it little and often. And then, so then the connecting heaven and earth stretch, like so, and just make sure you're really grounded, sending your roots into the earth before you do that nice stretch. That will help with your joints, but it will also help with your root chakra. Your sacral chakra will help by you tracing your belt flow, like so, and just making sure you go right down and off your toes on either side. Okay, and your bridge flow will help with your solar plexus by coming from the back of the head over your face, drawing a few nice big hearts over your chest and coming off your feet, and then coming up with figure 8. Okay, and oh, I forgot K7 and 9. So 4 fingers from your ankle there, and then 2 fingers above. You've got K7 and 9 to help with general tiredness. And liver point, large intestine points for your skin. We're in here and here, end of either finger, and just the flare of your nose. Give them a good tap. Okay. And liver was the last thing I did. Okay. So, yes, I'm not going to. We did that lovely venom shushing. I'm not going to go through it once more. I'm going to finish with the penetrating flow, because the penetrating flow allows you to appreciate the beauty of the world. It allows everything that is amazing in the world to really penetrate into your system. So hopefully you've enjoyed this class, and I'm going to let it all sink in and teach you this great little final exercise to really help it all penetrate you, so that you know how to look after your own system. So all you do is come to your back and just massage directly opposite where your belly button would be, either side of the spine. Just give it a good jiggle, really massaging in there, really looking after your lower back, your spine. And then just coming down, massaging over your glutes, over the tops of your hips. Taking a nice deep breath. Just go straight up to your mouth. And let go. Just bring your hands to your heart. Okay. So, if you like that and it made you feel good, another thing that you can do to look after yourself if you're into yogi, then there is a great pose called the puppy pose. It does the same job, but just now we're just going to give ourselves a nice little bit of massage, just massaging in and around your glutes, over the top of your hips, straight up your body, and breathing out. Okay. One last time at your main point, just massaging there, and down to your glutes, massaging all over your glutes and your hips, coming straight up and breathing out. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed what you've learnt here. I'm gonna finish up with that for today. I have been really enjoying being able to teach you. And if you have any questions about anything that I've taught you today, or if you want to know how to find out about even energy medicine, then please give me a private message, and I look forward to speaking to you again. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.
down ones, but I'm stubborn, so. Okay. Oh my god. Yep, that's it. Okay, bye.